Exodia! Obliterate!
Hey, what is up guys, the DragonxDuelist here, and today I'm bringing you a Speedroid deck profile. Speedroids is an archetype that recently came out in the newest patch. Well, the patch before the newest patch in Devpro. I'm not sure when it'll be out in TCG, but I'm sure we'll have to wait a while, wait a couple packs, and see if they'll be out for TCG. But I'm pretty sure this is not all the support for it that's going to be coming out. As of right now, they have 4 or 5 cards. And yeah, so let's get on with the deck profile, shall we? First, we got 3 Speedroid Double Yo-Yo, and its effect is, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 level 3 or lower Speedroid monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Really, you're going to be using this to special summon your Speedroid tuner, which I will get to in a minute. Next, we have 2 TG Jet Falcon. And of course, its effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material monster, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. It's a nice burn, and it's a very versatile tuner since it is level 3. And it kind of goes with the wind trend we got going on, other than Quillbolt and Effect Veiler, but we'll get to those in a minute. Next, we have 3 Speedroid Begomax. Its effect is, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand, except Speedroid Begomax. You can only use this effect once per turn. So naturally, this is pretty much your draw power right here, kind of. This is your searcher. Speedroids have a good amount of searchers, so that way you won't have just empty hands and empty fields. So yeah, that's the thing I like about Speedroids. They don't leave you with nothing. So yeah. Next we have 2 Speedroid. Okay, I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. But its effect is, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 tuner monster in either graveyard. Special summon that target to your side of the field, and if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 wind synchro monster using that monster and this card only. So basically that gives you free room to either special summon your tuners in your graveyard or special summon your opponent's tuners and taking those and synchro summoning a wind synchro monster. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I haven't really gotten off its effect as much, but it is useful at times when you have tuners in your graveyard and you need to go ahead and go for the synchro summon. So yeah. Next we have 3 Speedroid Tekkentonborg. Its effect is, if you control a wind monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Speedroid tuner monster from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except wind monsters, and it can only be used once per turn. In my opinion, this is the Speedroid monster with the most helpful effect, because it helps you get out your Speedroid tuners, which you need in order to pretty much synchro most of these, because there aren't a lot of tuners in this deck. There are, but they're not at the same time. But yeah, this one seems to be the most useful out of all the duels that I've done with this deck. It seems to be the most useful. Next we have 2 Quillbolt Hedgehog. Of course, we know that if you control a face-up tuner monster, you can special summon it from your graveyard and banish it when it leaves the field. It's useful for those long synchro summons, those synchro summon combos that you need. Get out more than 1 synchro summon, get out more than 1 synchro monster, and just end your opponent right there. Next we have the most important, probably the most important card in this deck, Speedroid Red-Eyed Dice. Its effect is, when this card is normal or special summon, you can target one Speedroid monster you control, except Speedroid red dice, and declare a level from 1 to 6, and it becomes that level until the end of this turn. So basically, that sets you up to make almost anything in your extra deck. So once you special summon this out, you can just target one of your Speedroids that you already have out on the field, change its level. It's kind of like what monster is it kind of like? I can't remember the name right now for the life of me, but it's very helpful. This is probably the biggest part of the deck. I was thinking about boosting it to 3 and taking out one of the effect veilers because I haven't really been drawing the effect veilers as much. But yeah, it's really useful and it's pretty much the central part of this deck. Next we have two effect veiler, of course. We all know that effect. And it's a tuner, so very useful, very useful. Next we have 2 instant fusion. Of course, you know, it special summons level 5 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck after you pay 1,000 life points. And that is going to be used to summon Norden. Well, Norden. Or you can actually use it for the new version of the Norden. Forgot what it's called. Yeah, Elder Entity Nitsis. I don't know how to say it, but it's basically the same thing, but instead of special summoning a level 4 from your graveyard, you special summon a level 4 from your hand. And if Elder Entity is sent to the graveyard, target one card in the field and destroy it. So either one of these will work, but I just like Norden better because she special summons from the graveyard instead of just from your hand. So yeah, and Elder Entity only works for level 4 monsters when Norden is for 4 or lower. So Norden is pretty much really useful in this deck because you're going to have a lot of stuff that's going to go to graveyard. And yeah. So next we have 1 Raigeki, 1 Soul Charge, 3 Upstart, 3 Speed Rebirth. Okay, this is an essential spell card if you're going to play Speedroids at all. Its effect is target 1 Speedroid monster in your graveyard, special summon it during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 Speedroid monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this is pretty much Call of the Haunted in spell form. So you just special summon a Speedroid in your graveyard, no matter what level it is, you can just special summon it out. So that's kind of why I didn't put 3 red dice in here, because you can pretty much reuse it, just recycle it the whole time. And now that I think about it, you can actually put in the new what's it called? Is it Jar? I think it's Jar. The new trap card. Yeah, Jar of Avarice. You can actually put that in here to also recycle if you don't want to use cards like Oasis and stuff like that. So Speed Rebirth, definite good addition to the deck. 2 MST, 2 Machine Assembly Line. Let me tell you why I put this in. I knew that these monsters needed some kind of attack point boost because they're machines, and I know they needed something to pretty much help them out since they're going to be getting destroyed because they don't have a lot of attack or defense for that matter. So I was just looking through spells and I saw this one, and its effect is all machine type monsters on the field gain 200 attack. Each time a face up machine type monster on the field is destroyed, place 2 junk counters on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard and target 1 machine type monster in your graveyard whose level is less than or equal to the number of junk counters that were on this card. Special summon that target. So basically, It's another oasis, or call it a haunted, if you will, for machines only. So all of the Speedroids are machines, so you can pretty much, if they're face up and they're getting destroyed, you can pretty much special summon back any of them, and even Quobo. So yeah, that's why I really like that card. It's a good addition to the deck. You guys should definitely try it out. Next we have, of course, Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Mirror Force, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, 2 Oasis, and 1 Solemn Warning. That's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. 2 Noden, and 1 Red Dragon Archfiend Scar Right. This is the new Red Dragon Archfiend. I'm assuming that it's gonna be in Arc V, the episode where Jack comes in, and I guess he's gonna make a new Red Dragon Archfiend, and I really like this one. It's pretty much better than all the Red Dragon Archfiends except Hot Red Dragon Archfiend in my opinion, but it's very useful. Its effect is this card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summon monsters on the field with attack less than or equal to this card's attack as possible, other than this card. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. So not only are you destroying your opponent's special summon monsters with less than or equal attack 3000, you're also burning them for each monster you destroyed with this effect. So this it's pretty useful, especially nowadays in the game where people are constantly special summoning, and all you have to do is lay this down on them, and then you just go ahead and destroy all of it, burn them, and you can still attack. You can still attack. So this card is absolutely broken. Yeah, they need to. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be limited as soon as it comes out in TCG. I feel like it's gonna be limited, so get a hold of it while you can. Next we have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, which is pretty much the same thing. You can destroy all other face-up attack position monsters on the field. Monsters other than this card cannot attack the turn that you activate this effect. 1 Stardust, we all know his effect. 1 Goyo, 1 Metaphys Horus if you don't know his effects. If this card is synchro summon, you can activate the appropriate effects depending on the non-tuner monsters used as a synchro material. If you use a normal monster as this non-tuner synchro material, it gains the effect that this face-up card is unaffected by other card effects this turn. If it's an effect monster, you can target 1 other face-up card on the field, negate that target's effects, which is the only thing you're gonna be using in this deck. And if it's a Pendulum monster, your opponent chooses 1 monster they control and gives it to you, but it cannot attack this turn. So I really like that Pendulum effect actually. It's pretty much just stealing your opponent's monsters. It's like Snatch Steal. You just can't attack for 1 turn. Next we have 2 Hyper Speedroid Dama. This I think this came out a couple patches ago. It came out when Stardust Warrior came out, I believe, in the new Stardust cards, and no one knew that it was going to be a new part of a new archetype until Speedroids came out, of course, because it's Hyper Speedroid Dama. But its effect is if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. You can only use 1 effect per turn. You can banish 1 machine type monster from your graveyard and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. If this card is in your graveyard, you control no cards. You can special summon this card. You cannot normal summon or set. During the turn, you activate this effect. So pretty much, if you destroy it with a card effect or by battle, and it goes to the graveyard, and you have no cards on your field, you can special summon it back. So for free. So no cost. So yeah. TG for all those synchro summonings that you'll be doing. 1 Armades to get rid of those pesky traps. Catastor to get rid of those pesky monsters. And probably the most important synchro, Hyper Speedroid Chain Barter, I guess. And it has a really good effect. Its effect is this card can make a second attack during each battle phase. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks or is attacked, it gains 200 attack. And that's permanently. So every time you attack, it gains 200 attack. Or every time you get attacked, it gains 200 attack. And that's just permanently. Not just for the turn, it's permanently. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Speedroid monsters and add it to your hand. You can only special summon Hyper Speedroid Chain Barter once per turn. So yeah, that's a really good effect. Especially if you want to make it gain and you just keep gaining attack every time you attack. And the fact that it can attack twice in the battle phase makes it so much better. So there you go, an instant 2400 attack when you summon it, pretty much. And finally we have Samsara, Dragon of Rebirth. This is pretty much Monster Reborn in a douchey way. You just taking the monster from your opponent's graveyard and special summoning it. So yeah, that's it for this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think of the deck in the comments down below. Like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And until then, I am the DragonxDuelist, and I am signing out. Peace.